the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the
live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox postgame podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield post-game show with your host, Todd Fox here, the only network on Halos in the Infield or any baseball network that covers the Angels that does a live post-game. Not even AM 830, those crooked douchebags over there don't even do one except on a Friday night, which maybe tonight with Trent Rush. He might actually get to some phone calls, but if you go negative or not positive, he's just going to hang up on you. Well, not here. We can tell it like it is. We can talk how we want, and we can all commiserate tonight because the Angels, again, second straight night, put up a pathetic performance on offense as far as hitting the ball, and we'll get to that. There's a lot to talk about as the Angels are now 9-11 in their first 20. And when you look at it on the outside looking in from the beginning of the season, you kind of felt that you're going to have some growing pains. There's going to be a lot of learning. There's going to be some issues that this team's going to face because they didn't spend money and they're having to rely on kids. And they also have, new coaching staff. They got to, ingrain the new culture. All that's going to play into this. And I totally get it. And we're not expecting this team to be 19-1 at this point. And we were hoping that they would just compete in every game. And you know what? So far, for the most part, with the exception of the first two games in Baltimore, they've competed on a nightly basis, and it's been fine. Where it's been frustrating is games like this where, again, our weakest point coming into the season was our hitting. Our weakest point, the pitching. Everyone was concerned. Everyone was upset and frustrated, and rightfully so. The fact that we lost the unicorn, the fact that we didn't even attempt. And don't fuck you, Artie. You didn't even attempt to better this roster pitching-wise. And then you had to force feed our boy Perry Manassian to come out there and say, well, this is one of the best rotations this team has fielded in a long time. Bullshit. And they have the ability, but they're inconsistent. So pleasant surprises have been in the rotation and bullpen so far this season, but they can't be perfect. There's going to be nights where guys who we've relied on through the first few weeks will have taken a dump like Simber did. Simber was almost unhittable until tonight. And, we've been very lucky, with the exception of the bullpen blowing the other day game for Detmers. Detmers should be 4-0. Tyler Anderson should be 4-0. He's 2-2. Two tough luck losses. Two losses that should have been a win. To quote Danny Glover, it's not fair to him. Again, as much as he pitched, he underperformed last year. Tyler Anderson has picked himself up, and he looks really, really good. And through the first four starts, I'm disappointed in this team that once again you let this guy down when he did nothing but keep you in the game. Where in this game, just like the other night, you ran yourself out of situations. stupid plays defensively, and then you had miscues. I mean, look, here's one thing that I've been noticing, and I want to see if you guys and gals agree. How many hits have we gotten into the gaps where, just like the other day, Renifo, when he hit that big double to the gap to score the run? How many of those have we seen this year? Maybe 3, 4? How many, like, clean off the bat, Mike Trout just rips a line drive to the gap, splits the outfielders, they have to play it off the wall, or whoever. They throw the ball in, the guy's standing up at second. How many have we seen of those? How many have we seen rip down the line, the ball gets caught in the carom, runners are coming around to score, and our guy is standing up at second base, Tony Two Bags? How many have we seen? I think I could count it on one hand, which means a lot of the times, which you've seen the last couple days, you can call it unlucky, but they're smashing the ball right at infielders. They're hitting the ball either lazy or just on line drives to the outfielders. There's no gap shots. It's just either up the middle or to the left side. Nothing really imaginative. Still, for some reason, they got away from the small ball. We're still stealing bases, but we're now getting back to let's swing for the fences. And number one guy that he's not to a Squid level. Let me just put it to you this way. He's not to a Squid level, but he's definitely getting on my nerves. And that's Zach Neto. Zach Neto has got to realize he's now 4 for, I want to say, 49. What the hell are you doing with your body frame and stature swinging for the fences? You're busting a squid. There is no reason for you to be swinging uppercut. None. You're the 9-hole hitter. You're trying to restart the lineup. You're essentially, if you're in the second inning or even the third inning and you're due up first, you're basically leading off. You're trying to kickstart that lineup. And what do? If you're not watching a pitch go right down the middle, you're swinging out stuff that's like chest high or above. And you're uppercutting everything. Everything's uppercut. I have no problem with you lifting your leg before you swing. That's okay. As long as you can control yourself if you don't see the pitch that you were anticipating. And you could check swing in time. But I do not like the fact that it's all or nothing with you. You literally, if your name is announced and you're walking up to the box, Zach Neto's already down 2 strikes. I mean, you can't even run to your refrigerator and get something out of the refrigerator and run back to your couch to sit down, and he's already 0-2. He might be in the process of striking out by the time you sit down. I mean, I was debating who's worse, Shonawell or him right now, and it's by far Neto. At least I'm starting to see differences in Shonawell, and they're resting him against lefties. They're kind of like, backing off a little bit, but they're force-feeding Neto to our lineup. And you're never going to get out of number 9, bro, if you keep that same dumbass approach. It's a terrible approach. And I love Neto. Defensively, he's a wizard. No doubt. And the problem is he can be a very good vocal leader. He's got all the intangibles, but he hasn't put it together in the box yet. And I'm waiting for Ron's crew to get to him. Maybe he's lower on the list because they're trying to help other players get going. But, man, someone's better start working with Neto before he really gets stuck in a really bad rut. And we are talking about sending him down. I don't want him down. He doesn't deserve to go down. But his hitting is terrible right now. Like tonight, again, in a 1-run game, you can't muster more than 1 run? Again, Cincinnati, check this out. You had a guy who was 0 for 23, India, the leadoff guy. They keep batting him no matter what. Dude's batting 167. Guess who breaks his streak against the Angels? India. They're missing 5 players, 3 of which are sick. 2 are on the injured list. And then they're missing a sixth who was suspended for 80 games. This Reds team just came off of a sweep on the road in Seattle, losing 3 straight games and only scoring 5 runs. Yet they come out with 7 against us. Yet we can't score against them. A guy who made Lodolo, outpitched the Chicago White Sox, and they're making a big deal about it. I'm like, well, that's the White Sox. That's a minor league team. That's just like the A's. Big deal. I'm over here thinking the Angels would make contact. They'd make up for yesterday, only scoring 1 run. But it was the same goddamn approach they took against another young pitcher in Pepio yesterday. And then it's Lodolo. So Pepio and Lodolo. If you have an O at the end of your name, you can outpitch the Angels, apparently. Apparently, we can't do anything. I mean, it was so frustrating to have Miguel Sano up there, runner at second, Ward, line drive, happens to go right to the shortstop, gets the double play, end of an inning. Second and third, Adele stands there, takes strike 3. Neto stands there, takes strike 3. You don't think that momentum and the baseball god said, well, look, we gave you a golden opportunity. Now we're going to flip the script and give it to the Reds. Let's see if they take advantage. And of course they do. Of course they do. You wouldn't have it any other way. It's like the Angels just can't get out of their own way. And this is with Ron Washington's leadership. And again, kudos to the team staying at least close. But you got Adele making stupid moves in this game. Like, why the hell are you running in certain situations? And then you're at second base, ground ball. They throw the ball to first base. Unless it goes to the dugout or it gets past the first baseman and really rolls away. Who was telling you to run home? Nobody. And you ran anyway and were thrown out by a country mile. I mean, if this team had any prospects, and I mean any prospects, ready to go, and if Perry was actually in charge of this ship instead of Artie Moreno, Perry would have cut Adele already. He would have done it. He would have just cut him and been like, I'm done with this guy. This wasn't my guy. Epler drafted this guy. I don't like this guy. Ron doesn't even like this guy. Why is he still on the team? Because he's big and buff? Because he has potential? Look, we've all said it. I wanted to stick up for this guy. I want this guy to flourish. But how can I continue to root for you when you get the limited time and you screw it up? But you say, well, he got 2 hits. He got an infield single off a pitch he shouldn't have swung at where the bat broke and he made it to first base. Big deal. So he got an RBI single afterwards. Okay, but again, it's overshadowed by his base running, by, again, coming up in the clutch. If we're going to kill Mike Trout, one of the best players, if not the best Angel of all time, because he's not clutch, what kind of pass are we going to give you when you're standing there on 2 strikes and let one go right down the middle? You know that shit's going to bite us in the ass because, the Angels need to take care of themselves with runners in scoring position. Tonight, you look at it, they only had 6 men on base, right? They went 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. And the one doesn't count because it was technically ruled a hit, and Adele was at second. He came home, so you really were 1 for 7 again. So that other one really doesn't count. So, again, you're not getting the hits when you need to. And for the first time in a while, we threw more pitches than the opponent. We threw 131. They threw 117. But De La Cruz started the scoring because Mark Langston was listening to the first half of the game, and Langston made a great point. You know, if De La Cruz gets on, let him run. You have 2 outs. Why are you throwing it to third base? That's a mistake on Ohapi. He deserves that error, hands down. Eat that ball. Let Tyler Anderson get out of the inning. Instead, he doesn't. It's 1-0. And it stayed that way to the 5th before Adele singled in Renifo, and it was 1-1. But then you had Stevenson homer in the 6th. And again, he made 1 bad pitch, dude. Seriously. One bad pitch for a guy who we were clamoring at and pissed off because he had a 5 ERA after coming off a fine season with the Dodgers at a 2.35 ERA. We're so pissed because he has such an inflated ERA with us. He can't keep the ball down. He's walking guys. He can't get out of the third inning. Every start he's given us is 6 or 7 solid innings this year. And somehow, some way, we angel that up. The Angels be doing the Angels, the Halos being Halos, and we give him 2 losses. He gave up 1 run in his last start, or I think it was 2 runs in the last start, gave him the L. 2 runs in this start, gave him the L. 1 earned, if you think about it, take away the air. That's fucking... It blows my mind, dude. Look at the stats right here. This is... If I'm reading this off to anybody else, without knowing the score, if I told you, hey guys, I know you don't know the score yet. For some reason, the internet's down or whatever, but I have the score for you. Check out what Tyler Anderson did. 7 innings pitched, 2 runs allowed, or 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 earned, only 3 walks again. What do we say? If he's under 5 walks, he's really good, right? So he's got 3 walks. It doesn't matter about his strikeouts because he pitches to contact. Great. For him to keep it to 2 runs in Great American Ballpark, even with the Reds having half their lineup healthy, that's still an amazing accomplishment because that place is so easy to hit home runs because we saw what happened to Simber, right? If I told you 95 pitches thrown, 61 were strikes, so over 60% of his pitches landed for strikes. He's got an ERA of 142 and 4 starts. You would tell me he's 4-0 right now. He earned a win tonight, right? Wrong. He earned a loss thanks to our fucking lineup. And then Simber, again, you can't, I'm not going to throw this one on Simber either. Pitching in an unfamiliar stadium, you don't have, you can't be perfect every night. So again, I'm not going to put this on him. I'm going to put this on the Angels just letting the freaking momentum go to the Reds. Only a third of an inning. He gave up 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks. He was terrible. He only threw 15 pitches, allowing 4 runs. Cisneros came in there and then threw more on the fire, giving up a run, 21 pitches. But you let Lodelo, just like Pepe, do really good. I mean, look at his numbers: 6 1/3, 1 run, 7 hits, only 1 earned, 6 strikeouts, 80 pitches thrown. That's it. I mean, this is terrible hitting by the Angels. Terrible. I really, really don't understand the way they played tonight. And look at this lineup right now. It deserves this. It really does deserve this. And I hate doing it, but we're going to do it because the lineup, they freaking earned it tonight. They freaking earned it tonight. I can't stand the way they played tonight. I just can't. Anthony Rendon, 1 for 3 and a walk. Mike Nelson Trout, 0 for 4 and a strikeout. Taylor Ward, 1 for 4 and a strikeout. Miguel Sano, 0 for 4. Brandon Drury continues to sparkle with 1 out of 4 hits and another strikeout. Logan O'Hoppe, for some reason, again, is swinging for the fences. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Louis Renifo and Joe Adell, can you believe we're your best hitters? 2 for 4 and a run scored for Renifo. 2 for 3, Adell, and getting thrown out like an idiot. And then Zach Neto says, hey, I got your 2 strikeouts right here. And then grabs his crotch and proceeds to strike out twice. Terrible. I mean, look, at least they didn't do double-digit strikeouts, but they did 9, and they still lost. It's bad. This one was a very, very... You thought you were frustrated with yesterday's getaway game where, again, you had an opportunity to win 3 out of 4 in Tampa. Instead, you get a hard-nosed split. Now, the best you can do on a 10-game road trip is somehow win tomorrow and somehow win on Sunday, and you can go 5-5. Do you really think we're going to win tomorrow? Tomorrow's pitching lineup is Patrick Sandoval versus Graham Ashcroft. Yes, the great Graham Ashcroft. But what are we going to get out of Sandoval? That's the problem. They have similar numbers, except Sandoval is not allowed a home run, and he's walked twice as many guys. but all the other numbers, innings pitched and whip, are all about the same. And it's clear that you cannot allow the Reds to get on base because they will steal. And we're stealing too, so I'm not complaining about that. But I am complaining about the situational hitting. Again, Rendon works a walk, leadoff guy on. You're thinking, here comes the rally towels. Here we go again. Pop out, pop out, pop out. Lazy fly ball, lazy fly ball, lazy fly ball. I mean, that's pathetic. Where were the tablets there? Where was the difference in changing up and making the adjustment late? Because it seemed to me like we just kept most of our, first inning to the end of the game, game plan. This was one of the rare times where I couldn't tell you that there was any adjustments trying to be made or made. Even in the last game when Tampa, it didn't seem like they were adjusting till the very, very freaking end. In this game, it just looked like they had a game plan. They're like, well, we're sticking to it to the end. Maybe the nerds were in control of this game plan. The analytics took over. But you out-hit the Reds, and you still lose by 6. I mean, this is typical Angels. And this is why it's frustrating to be an Angels fan. And we all know, like I said in the beginning, there's going to be a learning curve. We're going to have these nights that are going to suck. There's going to be nights that we're pleasantly surprised. And yes, for the most part, I can't complain because for 8 innings, it was a 1-run game until the bottom of the 8th. I'm just a little upset because, again, I know that this team can do a lot better. If you told me at the beginning of the season we would get pitching like this, I would be expecting our hitting to be a lot better and we'd have more wins matching the pitching, right? Like, hey, we're off to a very surprising start this season, blah, blah, blah. I would be expecting 14-6 right now because in those games we lost, those 1-run games, you flip those by scoring a little bit more, the pitching holds up, and you're winning all those games. Even with a no-name bullpen, even with starters that everyone had question marks on, you're winning those games. The problem is the Angels aren't hitting, and they're actually outperforming on the pitching side. That's the weirdest thing. You got guys who should be hitting a lot better aren't doing it. And it's going to be, for me, if this continues, and you got Drury at first, you got Renifo at second, he's continuing to hit, then maybe you got to move Renifo over. If Drury gets his head out of his ass, you move him to second. You kind of platoon Shonawell and Dude at first if you're going to be playing Ohapi all the time. Because right now, Dude's hitting 5 for 9. I think it's 5 for 9 and maybe 6 for 9. I mean, in limited at bats, I'm not saying he's going to hit at a 600 clip all the time, but dude, if he's hitting like that, look, give him a shot and let him play first base if Drury's not hitting. Let him play first base if Shonawell's not hitting. I think Dude needs more reps. And you need to stop playing Hicks, dude. I'd rather see Adele in there versus a righty than Hicks. At least Adele's making contact. At least Adele is getting some hits. He may be doing some stupid stuff. He may be looking at a strikeout here and there down the middle. But for the most part, again, even with those mistakes and looking at some pitches, he's still playing way better than Hicks. Hicks is an automatic out. And right now, Neto's an automatic out. Those guys are problems in the lineup. Tough Friday, man. Tough way to start your Friday. Let's get into the awards before we get into the comments. And then we're going to get into who won the Stein. Yes, who won the Stein on Instagram. Let's just do that right now. So your winner of the first giveaway this season from Halos in the Infield, we're going to do it again Friday. The best comments starting Monday through Thursday. We're going to pick those out, and then you could be entered to win as long as you're a subscriber on here and everything else. You get a shot at it. But who gets the damn Stein? Well, that would be Mr. Salvador. Mr. Salvador won. Everyone voted, and he got the top notch. Everyone liked it, and his comment about Ohtani. So Message us on Instagram if you can. Salvador, you got 24 hours to do so. You hit us up. You got the and give me your address on the DMs, and you'll get that signed, sealed, and delivered to you. So congratulations. There's one out the park right now. Let's get into the awards for tonight. I hate giving them out when we lose. The John Stamos Award for Best Player on the Field has got to be none other than Nick Lodelo. So again, Pepio pitched really good. Now Lodelo pitched really good tonight against us, and he goes to 2-0. He pitched 6 1/3, 7 hits allowed, but only 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, no walks. That is the key right there. We could not get on base against this guy, and his 3 pitches worked all effectively all over the zone, frustrating the Angels left and right. So Lodelo is your player of the game. He gets the John Stamos, the Golden Stamos. And let's find out who gets the Nacho Award for worst player on the field, in my opinion.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos. Ow.
Ow, indeed. And it was ow. It could have given it to Adele. Probably should have gave it to Adele, but I'm going to give it to Zach Neto. Zach Neto, come on, man. I mean, again, if we're going to chastise the hell out of Mike Trout and we're going to chastise the hell out of freaking Adele, you got to throw some shade at Neto. Neto's been up there, too, with runners in scoring position. Yeah, you could say, oh, he came through in Tampa, yo. He came through in Tampa, yo. Okay, 1 hit when it counted. Every time we need him to be a table setter, every time we need a big hit or even a sacrifice, this guy can't do it. He keeps striking out. Uppercut swings. Just simplify. One word I would preach to Moniak, to even stupid-ass Hicks, I'd have preached to Adele, Neto, and ShamWow. Simplify. Right on the chalkboard, right in front of them, as all 5 of them sit down on these little booster seats right in front of my chalkboard, I'm going to write simplify, just like a substitute teacher would in school back in the day. And then your swing, your attitude, your at-bats, your defense, everything, simplify. Make that your topic for everything that you do. Simplify your workout, everything, until you're able to get to the bare minimum as far as like the basics. And then you build from there. Then you branch out from there. But simplify to better yourself. These guys are all trying to do too much, in my opinion. They are all trying to do too much. And the moment they're able to simplify their game and their attitude and everything else that comes with it, this team will be much better. Trust me. But damn it. Oh, so frustrating. Alfonso checks in with, oh no, we suck again. And you know what? We do. I mean, this is bad.
Oh no, we suck again.
Yes. Also, Anderson deserved better. He sure did. Todd coming 15 minutes later, 15 minutes ago. Way to blow the game. Everyone tuck your honks back in. We're going to get swept by the Reds. Oh, damn. He's changing up his honk right there. Also, 420 maybe just to that, since our Halos can't get a hit, 7-1, 9-1, or 20-1. What's the difference? We can't hit with runners on, Dan says. True. Also, Halo Joe says, oh, boy. Also, Dan Rios checks in with, I need another drink, but I'm out. Not a good way to start my weekend. Just don't drive, buddy. AC says 70 wins may be generous. Alfonso says it seems like they're having a hard time getting it all together, hitting and pitching both in the same game. Also, Salvador Lopez says hitting has been very inconsistent at times too. It sure has. And I think that's the biggest issue right now. Robert checks in with mental errors put us behind. Young guys are not baseball players, should not make these certain mental mistakes we are making. These are mistakes, high school fundamentals. We need Moose back to police these guys. Boy, I'm telling you, Moose with those arms would get me to just, hey, man, all right, I'll focus, because that guy was intimidating. Little Wayne says Joe Adele has the baseball IQ of a peewee leaguer. Also, Robert says Neto needs to use the two-strike swing and approach full time. Not a fan of his two stances when you can't master one of them yet. Yeah, if you have, it's just like quarterbacks in the NFL. They always say if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. Well, if you have two stances, you don't have one. Also, Marty says if Neto goes yard and starts flexing around the bases, I'm going to lose it. Makes like drives you like a little leprechaun. Yeah, exactly. Or like the leprechaun before Squid would do that. Hanky Panky says Neto's dad has been real quiet on Twitter. Laugh my ass off. Marty says make line drives Neto. Yes. AC says at least the Angels got future star in Bachman. Oh, wait. Marty says every Villy Vanilli had more hits than Neto, or Milli Vanilli, I think he wants to say, than Neto, and they sucked. Salvador says Drury is really struggling. He sure is. Hold on, skip there for a minute. Hanky Panky says there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts when the A's are ahead of the Angels in the standings. Also, today was opening day then. It doesn't start tonight.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
And Hanky Panky's not lying. Oakland it will most likely tie the Angels with a win tonight. They are only a half game back. Seattle just moved ahead of us. If anyone cares, it's way too early for standings, but I'm just putting it out there for the hell of it. Juan Parita says, you are on fire. Thank you, sir. Also, keep it up. Thank you. Let's see. Anderson would have been a first-round Hall of Famer had the Angels ruined his chances now. I don't know about that, but he's really pitching good. Rada is struggling bad in Double-A. Well, it's to be expected. That dude's, 18 years old? He's got a lot of baseball left to be played before he gets his season started up here. Mario says, quality start by Anderson, wasted. Q Lombardi. Yeah, Lombardi was looking at our hitters as they kept striking out and coming back to the bench like, what the hell's going on out here? Exactly. Also, Tyler Anderson's changeup says Lodelo would be our best pitcher or be our best pitch. Lodelo. He would be our best pitcher, actually. Sega says, I'd rather have Jack Lopez wants Kenny Tyler Thomas than most of these jerk-offs. Cy Pepio, Cy Ashcroft, and Cy Lodelo. Lodelo, who gives a fellow? They kicked our ass. Any bunts today? Nope. I didn't think so, Marty says. R. Martinez says, a learning curve season year in and year out. Well, I disagree with that, R. Martinez. They really never tried to learn prior. They just went out there and played. It's sort of like when you get a bunch of your friends together and you have no rhyme or reason who's going to pitch. You have no, you're not shading. You're not saying, hey, there's a left-hander up. Guys, shade to the right side of the infield. You're just playing baseball. And I think that's what the Angels were doing under Numbnuts Nevin and Joe Madden. There was no research or no, hey, let's see the trends that the other team is doing. Let's see how we can match them or change this. It was just, hey, go out there and have fun. Batting practice? What's that? Hey, you guys want some Chick-fil-A? Go for it. At least we have some sort of teaching here, but there is a learning curve with this team. Oh, my God, there is. Trout 0 for 4 doesn't help the problem if he wants to unstitch every baseball with one swing. Yes! And it's not. And here's the thing: if he's catching up to an 87-mile-per-hour fastball, okay, he can't catch the 97 or the 95, but he's at least hitting ones that are under 92. No, every Mike Trout at bat, you're seeing him foul one to the upper right. What is it called? The upper deck, first base side. Why is that? Because he's late. He's fucking late. Every time he hits the ball backwards and to the right, he's late. He hits it down the line right, he's late. Only on curveballs have you seen him drive it to center, drive it to left. Does he hit foul balls left field? Nope, because he's late. I don't know why. He needs to do a Neto swing, change his swing to where he's getting adjusted to a fastball earlier. Because I can live with him being late on a curveball, being fooled by a slider. I have not come to terms with him striking out on fastballs because a power hitter is supposed to be sinking his teeth into fastballs. He's supposed to be he's supposed to be daring you. Like he's supposed to be whispering at the pitcher, looking at him saying, fastball, bitch. Give me a fastball, bitch. I dare you. Throw me a fastball, bitch, and watch me put it over the wall. Come on, throw me a fastball. Nope. It's like the pitchers are like, dude, I'm going to throw this guy a fastball. He's going to miss it. It's the opposite way. Man, you put Barry Bonds back there, you put Tim Salmon, Garrett Anderson, anybody back there, and they're eating up Ken Griffey Jr. will be eating up these fastballs. Mike Trout's got as much talent or more than those players that I named, and he's behind. That's opposite. You're supposed to strike out a power hitter with your best curveball, with your best changeup, with your best split finger pitch, your best off speed, basically. Not with your fastball. When you throw in your fastball to the best player on the field, your best power hitter, that's a mistake pitch. That's a, hey, damn it, I need a strike right here. I don't trust my off-speed stuff. I'm going to just see what happens. I'm going to try to burn it by him. And sometimes you win against the power hitter. But more often than not, they're putting one in the gap. They're putting one over the fence. Not Mike Trout. He's putting souvenirs into the stands, especially if you're you're on the right side of the field. Oh, it's maddening. Our Martinez says same old song. Basically, I think he means this song because this is what it was. Again, we never had a lead in the game, so we earned this. Yep. Never saw the vote on Instagram. I looked. Where was it? It was on Instagram. That's where it was. Cole says Adam Simber's submarine windup is just as effective as a submarine that imploded. That would have won. That would have won, Cole. And you were in the running too. That would have freaking won. That's so too soon. I love that one. But Salvador Lopez got it. Matthew McWilliams checks in with, I'm not sure if I should vote since I'm not an Angel fan. You can. It doesn't matter. Also, Marty says, yeah, that was a good comment, worth a winning. Also, Ray Ochoa checks in with, what happened to Adele today to almost get the nachos? He overran the, well, there was no stop sign, but he shouldn't have ran past third. It would have been first and third with Trout and 2 outs, a chance for Trout to redeem himself, and he didn't even get that opportunity because Adele just said, oh, well, I'm just going to run around third base and not look to see if the ball got away, and he was thrown out by a country mile. That's what happened. Let's see. Jason Hess says, why can't we bunt? I have no idea. We were starting to bunt. It started to look good, and we've stopped again. Adele got thrown out at home. Wasn't even close. Jason said, need to simplify our game and like a strip club on a Saturday night. Also, Mario says, speaking of Hicks, I went to the new Bass Pro Shop in Irvine on my lunch break and didn't realize Irvine had so many Hicks. Ha, ha, ha. Irvine, there's a lot of places that you wouldn't believe do, and they do. And you know what's funny about it? At least the ones on the West Coast, Hicks come in all different races. Believe me. Also, Cole says Jose Cisnero reportedly was so mesmerized by Ellie De La Cruz dabbing around the bases, he was crying and throwing up in the locker room. Well, if he does, then he deserves it because the way he pitched tonight was definitely throwing up. It was not really that he threw up or nothing. It was more like this. Yeah. What's the number? I'm fucking pissed. Sapphire wants to say 714-598-3221. But in a second, though, let me get through a few more comments and we'll have you call in. Let's see. Also, embarrassing tied with Seattle. Season starts when Ipe is back in the clubhouse. See, fuck, I'm 30 minutes late. Thank God I wasn't honking off. Christopher says there's nothing like Angels baseball. Marty says Oakland will move on to the Big A and start filling the stands because they are winning and we suck. Jason Hess says if I took a shot every time they cued Bally's, I'd be drunk by the third inning. Yeah, I'm telling you, they do anything. They talk about the weather. They're all, hey, it's going to be 75 degrees in Los Angeles. Hey, let's go down to Erica Weston. Hey, it's Gooby Tuesday. Jack in the Box. Jacob and Ronnie Insurance. Depression, Asian college commercial to make you feel depressed and not be depressed. Oh, wait, the Angels just struck out 3 times in a row. Yep, that is Bally's in a nutshell. Let's see. I heard Artie is getting a new closing pitcher named Filato. Fellatio. Filato. I can't read Fellatio, but I fear he may blow the saves. Sega says this reminds me of 2002. Don't start, Sega. Jason says Shonowell and Trout got a drop with his hands. Trout's swing got slower in his age. Drop your fucking hands. Exactly. Robert's been saying that forever too. Trout has too much movement up top, doesn't get his hands back fast enough, then through the zone, which causes him to dip his back shoulder in order to compensate, which leads to pop-ups. Yet nothing has been done, Robert. Balls and throw me a fastball, bitch.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Throw me a fastball, bitch. Also, when I played with Freddie Freeman in 06, well, that sounds like something personal. Jason says Freeman would change his swing every at bat. Oh, wow. So you did play with him. Okay, I got to hear that story one day. Comment of the day, Ohtani is 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Wow, there's 700 million. Yeah, what is a 700 million guy? Low pitch merchant. Also, Mario says, I want some positive vibes, so I'm putting this out there. Sandoval 7 scoreless innings tomorrow, and we get the W. I'm honking my horn. Okay, we'll see if that comes to fruition. Irvine equals Halo honks. We don't breed or bead or need. AC says it's come suddenly. R. Martinez says whenever Terry Smith come on again, ask him if he likes the name shit fucks for the home state. Sega says Munchie Mill, Lotto, Chevron, Chick-fil-A, Spritz o'clock. Oh, I can't stand that woman every time she comes on because again, Artie is such a cheap ass. It's the same commercials from last year. It's the same ones because Gooby comes on there and he's all, hey, we're talking with so-and-so from Nissan and we're talking trucks. And then the guy goes into his whole rant. He goes, and that's something you could blah, blah, blah. And then Gooby goes, hey, that's my line. And it's like every time, they play that, every other inning. And then every other inning, it's one of the 2 Kettle One commercials. And the one that annoys the shit out of me is, it's Spritz o'clock. Just a little bit of botanicals and blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Put anything on there. Talk about Vagisil. I don't care. Just mix it up a little bit. Let's see. Also, Halo Joe says, Filato? Fellatio. My bad, Halo Joe. J Ram says, hey, Todd, what do you think about the Angels' new alternative jerseys? You mean the City Connects? I absolutely love them. They just, haven't worn them yet this season, or I think they've only worn them once. I wish we had some alternative other jerseys, but we're changing the logo, but we haven't done that yet. Let's see. Also, Robert says, want something positive to go on a Magic Johnson restaurant. Let's grab some lunch, Todd. How's Chick-fil-A? Shut up. The number to call is right there on the banner. Let's see. Also, Todd, I like the podcast you do after. You need to let us know when it is. I saw it was on the guest today. Oh, that one just gets randomly posted. that's something that comes on. We do Monday through Friday. It usually gets released at 6 in the morning. You should check out the interview I did with Casey Stern. I think you did, but like other people, Casey Stern's a really good interview because he's worked on the MLB Network, he's worked on TBS, TNT. He does a Sirius XM baseball show, Unfiltered, with Casey Stern. It's really good, and he came on there and has some really hot takes. And he's a Mets fan, so we're going to get together with him too when the Mets play the Angels later in the season. Really cool cat. He said he could talk baseball whenever. So if you like that interview, we're going to have him on. We're also going to have our boy from down south talking San Diego baseball and everything. So we got a lot of good people coming up here. Also, Jason Hess says, I remember when our coach called us pitchers in and was telling us how Freddie was a top 50 player in the OC. Yeah, he was awesome, dude. He was awesome. Won't purchase any alternative jersey if it's LA on it. F the liberal shithole ghetto. We aren't in LA, damn it. I agree. J Ram says not the City Connects, but the old school 80s jerseys. Well, yeah, I mean the old school ones. Yeah, those are amazing. I mean, I would love for them to go back to that classic A and the jersey and the California patch on the side. I'm wearing the 2004 alternative ones with the sleeves. I like that one. That's why I'm wearing it right now. Matthew McWilliams says, already sell the team and then change the name back to California. They probably would. They could still do it. It's not been banned. I mean, obviously Texas claims this whole state. We could be grandfathered back into it. Oh yeah, the new Angels 80s jerseys in Nike. I mean, look, they're great because they're old school, but you can get old school from any time period. And with the Angels, and they're really good. I mean, I've even started to like the what is it called? These right here, which is the periwinkle. As I just dropped one of my bobbleheads, I wasn't a fan of that when they wore it, but since it's old school, I would like for the Angels to wear it one time, and they really don't. So that's one jersey that the Angels have not touched since they got rid of it, was a periwinkle, because that just screams Disney. That was a Disney design through and through, 100%. Want to see the 1970s jerseys with the halos on the helmet. You know what? And I don't know. There's a rumor that it's not going to be the 80s alternatives. It could be those 70s ones when they have the alternative or the old school week coming up here later in the year. So remember, they're going to be wearing old school jerseys. I just don't know what style, but the rumor is it could be the 70s. J Ram says they did come out. Check them out. I just ordered one. They're pricey though. Don't do it, buddy. I can get jerseys for way cheaper. Good quality too. Can we do what they do in other leagues instead of swapping jerseys after a game and swapping players? Just swap players. Yeah, I would take Ellie. I would take Ellie from the Braves or from the Reds. No matter what, Isaac says, Angels have the best logos over time, or all time, I think he means. Jason says, I hate the damn Smurfs, but got to give Freddie respect how he plays the game, just wears the wrong jersey. He should have been a Brave, and the Braves kind of blew that one. Braves beat the Rangers 8-3, so thank you, Matthew, because he's a Braves fan. Bring back the California Angels, period. Also, the lowercase a, like the early Nolan Ryan days. That might be the one that they use for the the old school week. If you guys want to call in again, I know a couple of you guys wanted to. 714-598-3221. Also, I don't think we're going to hear from Big 20 because Big 20 is doing that surf movie or whatever. So I'm pretty sure he's trying to get laid right now. And if he's trying to get laid, you won't hear from him. It's the Halo Honk line.
Fuck this team. Fuck this. Can't do shit. Can't do anything fucking good. You give him a good coach, give him fucking good fucking players. Can't hit. Why? Why? What the fuck is the reason? Is there a fucking bacteria in the fucking water when you're in fucking batting? What the fuck? Every fucking day. I'm pissed because the fuck is the same reason. And every team gets out of a slump. But why can't the Angels? Every organization, the fucking Tigers are ahead of us in fucking standing right now. That's so sad. What the fuck?
Yeah, and
like help me out.
Well, we'll see. The thing is, you mentioned Detroit, and we used to think Baltimore was the same as Detroit. Look where Baltimore's at, because they committed to a rebuild. Detroit committed to a rebuild. The only guy they held on to was Cabrera because they wanted him to finish his career. That's a good young team that's going to get better over time. Kansas City did the same shit. Angels aren't doing that, and that's why they have a depleted farm system. You're always you don't scout good. You don't freaking have good drafts because you don't have the high picks, and you continue to try to replenish. And the 1 year they decide not to, they got nothing to back up. It's like, we're going to play these guys and that's it. And that's where they're at.
Bro, when we're playing against Tampa Bay, dude, Trout and Rendon, that's their fucking budget right there.
Yeah.
And their whole team, they're giving us the run for their money. And we're having this difficulty in these upcoming games, bro. How is it going to look when we're facing really good teams? Like the Orioles fucking first day, bro. Come on, man.
Forget the Orioles, dude. Forget the Orioles, dude. Think about this, man. We are not going to be able to play any of our division teams to late next month, the first time, if that, I think it is, and maybe even June. So our division always beats up on us, man. I'm more worried about that because that's where you win and lose your division. That's when you have any kind of chances if you control your division. Angels haven't controlled this division or had a winning record against all the teams since that 2014 year. You know, that's what always would cost them those years after 14 before the COVID getting to the playoffs, because they would always lose to Oakland and Texas and Seattle and Houston. And so when you're losing to inferior Boston, inferior Tampa, Cincinnati with injuries and sickness, I mean, it can't bode well when we play those good teams, like you said.
No, I absolutely agree. And one thing before I get off, because I know it's 90 seconds, how fucking money, dude. We have so much money, and we can't do things right. Wow, the Kansas City Royals and the Tampa Bay Rays or any other team that has, I think the Angels are like top 6 or top 10 in fucking payroll in all MLB.
No,
we still can't do it right.
We're middle of the pack this year because over the last year and a half, we went from 200 million in payroll down to 109. They're down to 109.
You know what it is? I think all that fucking money is also fucking Ari Moreno's public PR, bro. That's why no one's fucking shitting on it.
Yep.
all public relations, bro. Same to Otani. All his 700 million, PR.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anyway, man, I just had to speak that out because I was pissed.
No, you're good, bro, and I appreciate the call, EQ. You got to call in more, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll stay tuned. I'll be watching right now.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, peace.
All right, it's EQ. If you guys want to call in, 714-598-3221. Let's see. Jason Hess says, Big 20, that is that guy that's going to push back with a finger in his butt in an orgy. That's disgusting. Jeez. Damn, Jason. Sega says Kansas City, Detroit doing good just like the football teams did this year. And Marty says, any chance Terry Smith's take on today's game? I don't know. We'll find out. It's the Halo Hunk line.
Something about an orgy? What?
It was a finger in the butt comment, but go ahead.
Speaking about finger in the butt, the Angels.
Is that what we call our hitting now? Finger in the butt?
Yeah, man. They're so stiff. Like, you need to put a finger in the butt, you know?
So I can picture Ron saying, listen, guys, we need to get these bats erect. And I know a way that we can get erect real fast. Let's try that finger.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. So what you got on tonight's game, man?
You know, it's like, I feel like, for the most part, I'm all right with it. But I feel like we just need these guys to step up. Like, mostly, I'm fine with like the younger guys like doing all that bullshit. You know, it's gonna happen here and there. It's more like the other guys, the older, like the senior players. You know.
Yeah. They just this team right now. It's got so much improvement from last year, but they still have a ways to go, and you can't be losing games like this. Because right now we're wasting some really good pitching. I mean, this is the best I've seen them pitch in years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very frustrating that you don't have 2-4 win guys already on the staff. But
yeah, bro.
Well,
that's it.
you think we're going to get him tomorrow?
Yeah, they just need a finger in the butt, all right?
Okay, we'll stick with that. We'll write that on the chalkboard as motivation.
All right.
All right, bro. Have a good one. All right. The number again is 714 598-3221. Sega says 3-7 in the last 10 is embarrassing. The low teams are good now because of their farm system. Exactly. Sega says they're putting the money into the pitching lab. We'll only use once a fucking year. We could have done stadium renovations. He's being sarcastic. Matthew says, as a Braves fan, thank you for sending us Iglesias. I'm still pissed off about that. I know he needed to be moved. He wasn't going to stay here long term, but he was a really good closer, and he still is. I loved his intro, but we got nothing for him. Nothing. Damn, Jason, that's a shitty visual. He's 100, Sapphire says, which is EQ. He also says the old dick twist. Also, Marty says, how ironic Artie owns a team called the Angels, but this prick is going to hell for killing any chance of this team winning. Yes, imagine all the people he's pissed off and made upset and also ruined their nights over and over because he's a freaking owner. Just because he's an owner. Hell doesn't even want him, Matt says. Also, team meetings now start with a finger in the butt with Artie using an old Disney fast pass to get in the front of them. Oh, God. Fast passes. Those are awesome. We got nothing for Ohtani either. It's the Halo Honk Line.
Hey, Ty, how's it going? It's Lonnie up in Moose Jaw. Man, we can't wait to have you up here for dinner real soon.
How you guys doing, man? I mean, were you watching the game on your TV inside of your fish hole up there?
Yeah, we just saw we're an hour ahead, so we knew that they lost way ahead of any of you guys. That was a time zone joke.
I was just going to tell you, if that were the case, the game would be ending right now. No, it's not that good of a joke, man. I mean, like, I thought you actually believed that.
No, I think all of you knew they were losing about the second, third inning anyway, so it don't matter.
So how's
it going, eh? How's everything going over there, down there in the beautiful city of Anaheim?
It's not as beautiful nowadays, but still, it's going. Weather was nice. It's not snowing like where you're at.
Hey, Todd, just so you know, I really know where you live. I know you don't live in Anaheim. I just did that so people won't know exactly where you live. I Googled your house, and boy, are those asphalt shingles? Those are really nice.
Why are you Googling my house, man? I mean, that's like, come on, man. We talked about this off air. You know, you can't be making it like, weird.
Oh, it's not weird at all. Just getting a little closer. Hey, guess what? We started a new intro for our show, the Halos in geez, I forgot the name of our show. The Halos of the Great White North. Sorry, I had a stroke there.
Well, you are getting up in age, but go on.
But anyway, so we're going to get my brother Bernard. He's right here. I said, hey, Bernard, come over here. We got rehearsed it. Todd's on the phone. Okay, yeah, we got. Okay, here we go. Here's the intro. Here we go. Hey, everybody, welcome to Halos of the Great White North. My name is Lonnie, and with me always is my brother Bernard. And I'm Bernard, and with me always is my brother Lonnie. All right.
That can't be original, is it?
Oh, we just made that up about 10 minutes ago, Todd. No lie. That's how talented we are.
That's good stuff. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, we're going to start, and we're going into video, too, because, of the YouTube, they do video. So we thought, why not get our faces around and bring people from the world closer to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. I don't
even know where that's at.
It's in Canada. So we got we're practicing our thumbnail pictures, and we're doing a lot of pointing and smiling and making weird faces. I think it's gonna be a hit.
If you keep that up and you keep working at it, Lonnie, is that your name, right, Lonnie?
Yeah.
If you and your brother Bernard keep this up, you just might get on the Locked On Network. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a complete knockout.
As long as you use the finger, because that's been the theme of tonight, is the finger in the butt.
Well, my brother Bernard's got his fingers are like loaves of bread. So if you want to put him up a butt, he's the guy. I tell you what, though, he used to be, his nickname in high school was Old Crisco Wristwatch.
Crisco wrist.
I don't want to get into detail what he did, but more than his finger went up there. Let me tell you.
We're not okay. We went from a finger to a fist. I think that's way too much.
He's got small fists. He just got big fingers.
He's got sausage fingers.
He's got the sausage fingers. Oh, hey, one more time. I feel it flowing. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Halos from the Great White North. My name is Lonnie. With me is my brother Bernard. And my name is Bernard, and I'm with my brother Lonnie. Oh, man, he's flowing.
Oh, that's original, man. You got to put a
that?
copyright on that. That's really good.
I think so. Good thing my brother, I think we'll look good too, because I got some, curly hair up on top with a nice beard, and he's got some really nice long hair. I likes to wear angel hats all the time.
I don't need to know about that, but what do you guys think about Perry? What do you guys call Perry?
Oh, good old Perry. I think he's doing an okay job. I think it's
no, but I mean, don't you guys have a nickname for him? I listened to one of your podcasts.
No.
I'm setting you up for a joke, damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not registering, Todd. Sorry. Oh, hey, just want to let you know my wife came up with a new recipe.
You're not locked onto those jokes, but go ahead.
She's got all the right spices together with new cabbage rolls she's just come out with. Oh boy, you got to try these, Todd. I'm telling you, they're just you wouldn't believe it. But man, I have a whole bed and a room set up for you. We just can't wait for you to come over, eh?
Not gonna happen. But
what are you talking about?
Nothing. I just had a cough. Not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little sick. The angel's been making me sick. So.
Hey, Bernard, he said it's happening.
I'm allergic to snow. So all right, Lonnie, Bernard, we'll catch you guys on the next podcast. Okay.
Hey, thanks everybody. Talk to you soon. You guys need that Crisco wristwatch. You know who to call.
I'm sure they're going to be hitting you up for that. That's for sure. All right, guys.
Okay. Sign off, all you hosers.
Demetrius says eel fast pass. Yeah, that's not something to have a fast pass for. Also, let's see. Sega says the only thing that would make me feel better, we would ride in a creepy old Joe's mystery machine. Happy 420. Woohoo! Party like it's 1979. Exactly. He's planning a surprise on which window to peek out of. Yeah, he could be closer than I think right now. The Rain Man cometh right there. Also, Bernard and his brothers sound like Sid and Sloth from the movie Ice Age. They do. Otani made a bet that Artie would sell the team, and that's how he lost 4 million, 16 million. I'm not going to read that one, but it's pretty good, though. Also, Marty says, would Lonnie and his brother consider being snowbirds and spending their winters in California? Maybe Todd's. Don't give them any ideas, freaking snowbacks. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into the scoreboard real quick because we actually got a full slate of games, so I'll give those scores out right now. In the ninth inning, we got a good one in Minnesota. The Tigers, who are 10-9, winning record, go figure. They're tied with the Twins 4-4. The Brewers are 11-6. They're winning in the bottom of the eighth in St. Louis 1-0 in a pitcher's duel. In San Diego right now, second inning, bad for the Padres. They're down 5-0 to Toronto already. The Mets have a lead on the Raiders 1-0. The Diamondbacks and Giants just started. They're tied at 0. Cubs defeat the Marlins 8-3. They continue to be red hot. The Red Sox defeat the Pirates 8-1. The Phillies score a touchdown and beat the White Sox 7-0. The Astros finally snap a 6-game losing streak by beating the Nationals 5-3. The Yankees defeat the Rays 5-3. The shit fucks beat the A's 10-2. The Rangers lose to Matthews Braves 8-3. The Braves are 13-5 out the gate, and the Royals are 13-7 as they beat the Orioles to a battle of two pretty good teams, young teams, 9-4. And the Mariners and Rockies are rained out. I'm sure the Rockies fans are devastated with that 4-15 record. Also, Silent E says, do you still have the soundbite of Roger Lodge wearing a thong? That one always cracked me up. Yeah, I'm gonna. I do have it. I haven't transferred it over here. There's some that I haven't transferred. Silent E, and that's one that where it says it's riding up. He says it's riding up his ass. That is an awesome soundbite. I have to get that one ready, and I think I'll get that one later on. But
how dare you?
That one is a good one. That one always gives me emotional damage.
Emotional damage. It's pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
I got to get him saying in my mouth, because then if he could say that, I think that'd be the perfect soundbite. Crunk ain't dead, or also maybe play Rogers rants. That seems to be appropriate for today's shitty effort. You know, that's probably a good soundbite to close out the show. Is Roger just being pissed off?
Anymore. I just can't. And they can fire me if they want, but I can't sit around and listen to negative phone call after negative phone call. If you're a so-called Angel fan, if you're a Halo honk for life like me, then shut up with Sosha's gotta go. It's this guy's fault. It's that guy's fault. Forget it. Let it go. We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight. If you don't want to say anything positive here this afternoon, stay off of my phone line. The Angels.
Yep. Call me a boot-licking houseman all you want. I don't give a damn.
And then this is what he sounded like, but in Will Ferrell.
Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We've made a great effort so far. Let's just keep it up.
That's right. We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've come too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to just keep our composure.
Yeah, I got to put some more Roger stuff on there. So that's a good. I'm adding more sound bites. I'm gonna get rid of some other ones that we don't play that much. I got to really compress the soundboard on here because on StreamYard they only give you so much, and it's really hard to scroll up and down. Whereas I just had all my icons right there, and it was like point, click, boom. And this one I got to scroll up and down to get to ones like that. When I have a serious note or I have something that actually makes sense, I want to play this.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing's
half the battle. And sometimes I'll just get like I'll have a random thought and it's like working out, and then I have to like either extend it because I'm looking for it. It's not color coded like the other ones, and I might play the wrong one.
Yes.
And it sucks because then I want to be able to just, whip it out, so to speak. And I can't even do that because my honk won't work. So I sort of need some Cialis for this soundboard. But I have a lot of other sound bites I want to get to that are really good that I haven't transferred over because it's like I waited to the last moment before the season started. And I was just busy with everything, and I forgot to update and fix the soundboard. And it seems like every time I get a chance, I'm doing something else because I know it's hard to believe, but outside of Angels baseball, I do have a life. I work, and I got all kinds of stuff going on with family and stuff. So it's like I don't always have the time to get to this, but I've got to spend some time on it probably this weekend and update the soundboard for sure. Get some new sounds on here because the Lombardi one hit. That's a new one for this year. I got a few other new ones, but I definitely got to use that Roger Thong one from last time. And I got a bunch of SpongeBob ones I want to use and incorporate some other rants by other people or just funny sound bites from TV shows. So stuff like that, because we can't always go with
John Stamos choked on me.
We got to mix it up, So there it is. So with that being said, let's see. Roger Lutz supports the Angels losing. Let's see. The beer tastes good from our Martinez New Stein. Also, the good news is we have a top 8 draft pick. Yeah. Need this new sound like doink. Yeah, we're gonna get some. And if you guys have some definite suggestions, I can put those into play. So for Todd Fox and everybody on here, and congratulations against Salvador, you will get this Stein. We will give away either a hat, a shirt, or something else this Friday, or maybe even some more Steins because James from James Squared has a bunch of more of these. So if you like this Oktoberfest thing and you want to add this to your collection, you never got it the first time it came out, well, then you're in luck. We got some more new ones coming your way that either we're going to mix and match in between, maybe give those away for some trivia, because if you're a longtime listener to the show or a watcher of the show, we had trivia a couple of years ago. We ran into a rough patch last year because we spent so much on different parties and different things. But this year we're going to have the capital to do it. So we're going to have better giveaways and more frequent giveaways. Do the whole trucker hat trivia. We made a bunch of trucker hats. They were pretty popular with our own logo, with a customized Angels logo, so nothing that could be copywritten. It was really cool. So people liked it, and they flew. They even bought them. You know, when we never had the intention of selling them, and we started selling them too, and also giving them away at the same time. So we're probably going to go back to something like that. And start with a Heedy logo first, and then do some other stuff. So so that's all the announcements for tonight. Oh, by the way, one more announcement. I'll post on Instagram and also on Facebook and probably Twitter as well. Where you're going to be doing a watch party Sunday morning. So the getaway game on Sunday morning, which starts at 10:10, I believe it is, or maybe 10:30. I don't know. I got to check the times. Maybe even 10:40. I don't know. But either way, we're going to be starting our broadcast about 10 to 20 minutes prior to the game. And then we're going to have pretty much a watch party on here. Everything you see here, we're going to be taking comments. We're going to be during commercials, but we're going to be calling the game, watching the game, and then you'll see the score on the side. So you could follow along. So even if you're watching the game, you could follow us too. Maybe turn down the TV and listen to us. I don't know. We're going to have the feed too. So we're not going to be delayed, I don't think. So we should be good. Everyone enjoyed the ones we did last year. So me and Dominic will be on the call calling the entire game from start to finish. No matter if it's a 20-1 game, we'll be calling the game. We might have some guests in between, because if you watched our watch parties, we had a couple of years ago, we had Mike Lorenzen's mom on when he was getting lit up. That was pretty funny. We've had other people call in during the game, so that were pretty famous. So yeah, we'll do a good job when we do our watch party. So hopefully you guys can tune in for that on Sunday. So with that being said, have a good rest of your Friday evening. There's still a couple more hours left. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you tomorrow after the Angels hopefully break this losing streak and try to inch back to 500. I am Todd Fox. As always, follow us on all social medias. Please give us a like and a subscribe. That really helps us move towards our goals. And it was another Savage Garden game. Hopefully we play some Stukas tomorrow. Good night, everybody.